Joining us, a federal judge has rejected a request from President Trump's lawyers. They want to block prosecutors from viewing material seized from Michael Cohen's home, office, and hotel room last week. Prosecutors will have to share the records with the defense. Cohen is President Trump's personal attorney. He appeared in court Monday in New York. Prosecutors want a separate team of investigators to review the records obtained in the raids to avoid violating President Trump and Mr. Cohen's attorney-client privilege. Monday's proceedings also revealed that Fox News personality Sean Hannity is also a client of Cohen's. Jeff Pegues has more.
Any comment on the allegations against you?
Michael Cohen was peppered with questions as he arrived at the federal courthouse in Lower Manhattan. He and his lawyers, as well as attorneys for President Trump, told Judge Kimba Wood that documents and data seized in FBI raids last week are protected by attorney-client privilege and should not be read by prosecutors. So this is what it looks like in Lower Manhattan outside the federal courthouse. You have dozens of news cameras here. You have print journalists here, all waiting for Michael Cohen to come out, and Stormy Daniels, who is also in the courtroom. Daniels, an adult film star, says Cohen arranged a $130,000 payment to her in exchange for staying quiet about an alleged sexual relationship with President Trump. Stormy! She appeared at the courthouse despite not being directly involved in today's proceedings.
So for years, Mr. Cohen has acted like he is above the law. That ends now.
After the hearing, Cohen did not comment. In a bit of courthouse drama, Cohen was forced to reveal his client list, which last year consisted of just 3 people: President Trump, top GOP fundraiser Elliot Broidy, and an unnamed person he was trying to protect. To audible gasps in the courtroom, Cohen's lawyer said that client was Fox News host and staunch Trump supporter Sean Hannity. Late today on his radio show, Hannity denied doing anything improper.
I never paid legal fees to Michael, but I have occasionally had brief discussions with him about legal questions about which I wanted his input and perspective.
The president and his legal team have not commented on today's hearing, but in a tweet yesterday, the president said that attorney-client privilege is now a thing of the past, and he added that his other lawyers are probably wondering when they, too, will be raided. Elaine.
Well, Jeff, how will the information seized from Michael Cohen's home and office be handled now that a judge has blocked this attempt from President Trump's legal team to stop prosecutors from viewing it?
Yeah, the Cohen-Trump legal teams, they wanted to view these documents before prosecutors had a chance to look at them. But what the judge has done now is the Cohen and Trump legal teams will have a chance to review and look for whether there is privileged information in there. Prosecutors have the same opportunity. The goal here is to figure out how much of the sample of this information, these documents that were seized in this raid last week, are covered under attorney-client privilege. So that's what is at issue right now. No further hearing date has been set as of yet. That is obviously to come because there's still more to resolve here.
Well, Judge Kimba Wood could appoint what's called a special master to assist prosecutors in going through these documents. What is a special master? How does that process work?
Well, a special master would oversee the process of determining whether there is attorney-client privilege issues at play here with the sample of these documents. According to prosecutors, there are about 10 boxes of documents that were seized. They also have electronic communications. So the big task here is determining how much of that is covered under attorney-client privilege. It is an interesting legal approach by Mr. Cohen and the president's legal team, and it could tie up this investigation for some time.
Well, as we saw in your piece, Stormy Daniels was in the courthouse Monday, and she made a statement to reporters after the hearing. Can you remind our viewers why the $130,000 payment Cohen made to her could create legal problems for President Trump?
Well, this is a payment that Cohen says he made on his own and that the president wasn't aware of this, which, of course, Michael Avenatti, who represents Stormy Daniels, doubts that. But this is a payment that was made before Election Day, and the question is, were election laws violated? That is really what is at issue here. And so that's one factor in this investigation, one factor that we're told led to the raid last week. But there are other issues at play here as well. Investigators in court documents last Friday revealed that they had already been investigating Cohen. They had been monitoring some of his emails, so he had already been under investigation for possible crimes. But the Stormy Daniels case is related to this.
Well, another headline from Monday's hearing is that Sean Hannity is Michael Cohen's third client, although Hannity downplayed their relationship. Does that factor into the investigation at all?
Well, we'll have to see, but it was certainly the big surprise to come out of this hearing today. Attorneys representing Mr. Cohen, they spent the first half of this hearing really trying to hide the fact that Mr. Cohen had worked with Mr. Hannity in the past. And when it was announced, the judge forced them, Cohen's attorneys, to reveal who that mystery client was. And it turned out to be Sean Hannity. There was this gasp in the courtroom because it just seemed to come out of nowhere. It was quite a surprise. And it led some people here to wonder, well, why did they make such a big deal out of Sean Hannity being someone who had consulted Michael Cohen in the past? Why was that such a big deal? Hannity says that he did not encourage them to hide his identity or the fact that he had worked with Mr. Cohen. So it was one of those moments in the courtroom that elicited that reaction from people watching this proceeding.
Right, Jeff Pegues for us. Jeff, thanks very much.